Hey guys, welcome to week 138 of the Super Mario World Romhack Races. Today we have a 6 out of 10 difficulty level that was a collaboration by a pair of creators, Kaigem and Super Mike. This has a really cool aesthetic. It's got music and a palette that's inspired by The Messenger, which was a really great game. I enjoyed playing through that one. There we go. Welcome to Romhack Races week 138. Again, good luck. Yeah, so that very first bat here, it's a custom sprite. Normally, swoopers always fly to the left. This one flies to the right, and you have to basically just run off the edge in order to get off of him and over the muncher. With that ball and chain, I really want to activate that swooper first before I get off of it. It's kind of hard to get around if you don't. I did there, but then I kind of panicked and jumped too early. So there I was learning if I do another bounce off the ball and chain up in the air, I can get him to trigger, and then that sets him up in the right position. That bat right here is probably the thing that killed me the most in the level. I had a really hard time getting very consistent with jumping on the bat and getting under his little pillar there. I really enjoyed this dry bone sprite. It wakes up extra fast. It's not quite fast enough that you can bounce off of him and stay up in the air indefinitely, but it's really nice to be able to use him, land somewhere, and then instantly reuse him. Kind of the same thing with this fire. It shoots twice as fast as it normally does, and it's fast enough that it makes an easy bridge for you to be able to just hop along it. These supers are also pretty tough, just low ceilings. And this is really cool, just transferring back and forth between the different dry bones. You come into this section with a regular jump, and you need to switch to spin jump. The only way to do that is by landing on that ground, and then just going up on top of the ball and chain. So I could tell what I needed to do there. There's a swooper that's going to come down, and I need to jump off of him, and then just start riding the disco shell. Again, I need to change my jump type though, and it means I have to go over, come back, and then land to be able to actually jump on the swooper. My hand. The thing I'm really struggling with, and it's why I'm waiting so long there, is just getting the right timing so that I can go up, activate the swooper, and then come down without running into the ball and chain, because it's just right there in my face the whole time. And I guess you can probably get on that ball and chain on the first cycle, but I always waited for it because it just felt safer. So I just had to go really quickly and go under the ball and chain. Basically just go and activate the swooper as fast as possible, and that gave me a window to be able to sneak under. And not only do you need to ride the disco shell, you need to be fast so that you can catch up with that blue swooper at the end. That's a little bit of a tough part. It's also really tempting to hit that blue swooper immediately, just because it's there and it'll get you over top, but you need it for that end right there. Just barely dodged the saw and made it up in the pipe. So we're introduced to these red swoopers now. They just fly straight down. They still activate at the same distance as other swoopers, but estimating where their position is going to be is just a whole lot simpler than the other ones. I'm needing to jump onto that shell to be able to get a bounce over to get to the swooper. But I need to swing over to the right to activate the swooper, and then come back to the left to hit the Buzzy Beetle. And it's kind of a difficult height that you have to get, because you have to be just the right height to activate him, and then fall down on top of him. I really liked this part once I figured it out. You're given that same quick standing up dry bones, so you have to bounce off of him. You have to do something to get some extra height by bouncing off of either the swooper or the Buzzy Beetle, and then you go back off the dry bones to do the next part that you need, and it all ends up in a shell jump. That's a really, really fun section. Now, I didn't see what was ahead of me here, and I just kind of jump out, hoping that I have something to bounce off of, but it's fire, so I need to spin jump. The fire, it worked out perfectly for me the very first time I was in there, but it turned into something I really struggled with, because the fire doesn't start shooting immediately when you scroll it on screen. It's based on a global timer, so it's all dependent on how long the game has been turned on when it starts shooting. So you've got a couple different cycles that'll happen when you get to the part with the fire. Ultimately, I just wound up needing to play it safe, just kind of hang back without trying to go immediately. It's another tough pillar to get underneath, and I really like that section at the end. Having to drop that Buzzy Beetle down, come back, and hit him to be able to pick up the shell from the Koopa that's getting ready to kick it. It was just really cool. Alright, so managed to get that last part on the very first try that I was able to get the shell jump. And these Buzzy Beetles scared the crap out of me. I was hanging back trying to get them to fall down, and then I realized that through the rest of the level, they only started falling when they were directly above me, so I just needed to take a running shot straight through them. But that was an amazing end to that. And the reason I'm kind of grinning like an idiot here, I'm right after the 2-hour mark, and the Romhack Race rebroadcast, they pretty much cut that at the 2-hour mark, and they go and they raid whoever's still going as a sign of support. Well, they were actually right in the process of sending a raid along to me, and I finished up while they were in the middle of the countdown. My time was 2 hours, 2 minutes, and 11 seconds. That put me in 8th place out of the 11 racers that were able to finish. I think that was a perfectly fine showing. It was a pretty tough level this week. I'm going to keep putting out these videos showing my part of the Romhack Race every week. Please subscribe if you'd like to see more, and you can find me on Twitch. My link is down in the description. Thanks.
It's over!